Yeah, good evening, everyone. It is me, your friend, your brother. I'm here tonight again just to give us little analysis based on what is happening right now. I believe that this will help us a lot to know what is actually trending or what is actually happening as of now. Please just press your share button. Let invite friends in as we as we deal on this very important topic. Thank you, guys. God bless you. Just invite friends.
The ancient city is calling. Oh, arise, sons and daughters of the land. The king of the city is marching. Stand up high to the pride of the land. The founding fathers have labored and our time to serve is now. The glory of the new legal nation will forever be our pride. Beautiful and glorious and you're the heartbeat of Nigeria. Beautiful and glorious and stars are singing over you. You're the land people dream to be. Our treasures are found in all nations, and our greatness is second to none. Our history forever shall be written, how our kings have endured all times. Our people culture in unity, our hearts before the land. Rich culture, stories of heroes, legacies forever be. Beautiful and glorious and you're the heartbeat of Nigeria. Beautiful and glorious and stars are singing over you. You're the land people dream to be. Unite and stand with each other. Never let it go. Together we can stand come what may, and the future lies in us. Teach our children to teach their children what our fathers taught. To fear and love the Creator, holy plan shall we succeed. Beautiful and glorious and you're the heartbeat of Nigeria. Beautiful and glorious and stars are singing over you. You're the land we want to be.
Please just press the share button. Let invite friends in. Let invite friends in. We need to invite friends in and deal with the issue that is at hand today. It is very, very important. As like I said, we won the battle, but the war is still on. We still have a lot to fight. A lot to fight.
So must move forward, move forward. I will never, not confrontality. Move forward, I will never, forward ever, I will never, Masekin and demand. We know, forward ever, I will never, Shaibu said, demand. We know, and so much move forward, move forward, I will never, not confrontality. Forward never, backward never. Obaseki na the man. We don't go forward never, backward never. Shaibu said na the man.
Yes, good evening, everyone. I want to get 10 shares before I start. I want to see people pressing the button of shares 10 times while we kick off this very particular lecture time. It's going to be lecture time today. It's going to be lecture time today. Today, I'm not here to play politics. I'm here to lecture the EPM members. Okay, I want to do the inside out. The inside out. The inside out. Just press your share button. Press your share button. Sister Gawa, good evening, man. Sister Mercy, I greet you. My brother, Comrade Charles, Fred, Ibinidion, I greet you, my brothers. Happy Smith, my time drinks, I greet you. I greet all of you. Let's press the share button. Let's press the share button. Just bring them in. We are here today. We are here. George Samson, my brother, I salute you. No, sir, I greet you, sir. I greet you, my people. We are here today to pepper them. Don't worry, they go nowhere. I'm here. Are we? Mr. Rock, I greet you, sir. I salute you. I salute you. I salute you. They go nowhere. I will make sure I dismantle, disfigure, disband, disguagua all of their plans against whatsoever they are doing. I will disguagua them. I'm going to disguagua all of them. They go nowhere. For where would they? Hey, not say that they happy today because the thing is so funny, you know. It's so funny. Yesterday, let me start. I think we are now 17 on Facebook and 19 on YouTube. I think I can start right now. Yesterday, somebody sent me, Mr. Victor, I greet you, sir. Somebody sent me a petition that was done by one small boy. You know, it's a small boy, you know, and he was asking some questions for the tribunal to deal with concerning the candidacy of Governor Noirase Obaseki, and I laughed. You know, why I laughed was because those questions he actually asked was funny. I'm going to say a few things about it. Then I'm going to just explain to you guys why you should not get yourself worried over whatsoever that they are planning. Okay, it's not going to work. I'm going to disguagua them. I'm going to disguagua all of them today. I'm going to put them where they belong. You know, we are not just here to play. We are here to fight this fight until 2024. Edo must move forward. Nobody can bring us down. And the truth is this, let me tell Pastor Sagez Yamu, there will be no Supreme Court governor in Edo State. There will be no Supreme Court governor in Edo State. It's not going to happen. There will be no Supreme Court governor in Edo State. Nothing, no judge can overturn the decision of the people. The most fierce election that has ever happened in Nigeria history is the 19th September 2020 gubernatorial election that brought Obaseki to power. So if they are just planning of, what is it called? Isayamu coming through the back door, it will not happen. And let me tell the judges, let me make it clear, we in diaspora, we are not joking with the verse. If you want to lose your property in Europe, do something stupid. We are not joking. Your case is still here in Sweden. Your case is still in UK. Your case is still with the parliament in EU. Your case is still in the US. Your case is still in Canada. They have not ended yet because the matter is not over yet. You guys will not enter here again. This is our home. We live in Europe. This is our home. This is where we belong. When are going to visit us, we can ban you guys from coming in. Just allow our wish to remain. Obaseki is the project. We will not get any other thing, any other joy, not there our head. It's now only Obaseki can be our joy. So just as you guys are planning to do whatever you want to do, stay on the path of truth. Stay on the path of justice. Stay on the path of equity. There will be no technicality in this one. It will not work. Edo not be emo. Edo, we told you guys Edo was not Lagos, and we met it. This time around, Edo not be emo. We can never get a Supreme Court governor in Edo State. There was no rigging. There was no war. There was nothing that would warrant you guys to take the mandate given to Obaseki from him for whatsoever reason. You know, a few days ago, Isayemu made a public announcement and said he was not going to contest the election at the tribunal. The next thing he said after he had said that was there is already an existing pre-election matter that he will want to continue with. And somebody from London called me and said, sir, did you see this? I said, I saw it. I said, I know what he's going to do. He's not going to come at himself. He's going to use somebody. There's going to be a proximity. I told the guy. I said, but we're already ready for him. So it's not going to be an issue at all that we need to discuss about. Few days after that, then I got this ADP guy, one Emmanuel Ibiu, whatsoever, who was born in 1990. He lied that he was born in 1984. That alone, that fortification of age is already leading him to prison. On his voter's card, on his voter's card was 1990. On his EC 91 form to INEC was 1984. How can he explain to us how he managed to have two date of births in the same election? And such a boy is coming out to come and tell us that the INEC should disqualify Obaseki and annul the election. In the first place, by law, is not qualified to even contest for the governorship position. So it does not even have the local standing to even go to the tribunal in the first place because he, by law, is not qualified. That we are going to take up with him, you know. And secondly, a day after the election, this young guy came out. He came third with 2,100 and something votes. And you want to clinch to a seat that somebody had close to 400,000 votes. He came out and he congratulated the governor. And he said it was the freest election that he had ever seen in his life. Okay. And he even said that everyone should put his hands together and support the governor, you know, of the state to move Edo forward. I even said that if Obaseki can also work with his own manifesto that he has built up in order to make Edo great again in that very particular video. And having said all that, he woke up overnight and he decided to petition the governor not on post-election matters, but on pre-election matters. And by law also, based on what has happened before now, this matter that he has brought up now cannot be entertained as at this point in time because he did not, within the space of time, to have brought up this issue of certificate and all that. It is only the APC that did that through Pastor Sergei Zeyamo. Okay? So that has also one way disqualified him. Then let's assume he had the local standing. He had the local standing to come up with such, a petition. Let us now analyze each of the 5 questions that he asked. That's what I'm going to do tonight. I want to analyze each of the 5 questions that he raised in his petition before we talk on other things. Just bear with me, follow me quietly as we do that. Number 1 question he asked was, can a candidate buy, underline the word buy, can a candidate buy nomination form from 2 parties in the same election cycle? Can a candidate buy 2 nomination forms from 2 political parties in the same election cycle? Now, the question he asked there is a bogus question. It's an open question, which I am going to try, as a matter of fact, to explain to him. Number 1, Obaseki did not buy 2 forms from 2 political parties at the same time. In Africa, in Nigeria tradition, let me put some history before you. In the Nigeria tradition, a woman cannot marry 2 men at the same time. It is forbidden. It is a taboo. It is an abomination. So for a woman to marry more than 1 man, she had to divorce 1 legally. If a bride price was paid on her, she had to return the bride price to the owner, to the first husband. And then she can go ahead and be free from the tie of the marriage, and she can get into another relationship. Okay? But if she is still with the man's bride price, and she decides to go into another relationship, it is called adultery. And in Benin, they will say the woman must come and do some sacrifice to the ancestral gods of the man's family. So, in the case of Nwosu, Okorocha in-law that they are using as the judicial, what's it called? As a judicial, judgment, are 2 different scenarios. I have explained one time in this, broadcast. Maybe I'm going to re-echo it again to the ear of that small boy, so he can get it clearly. The difference between the Obaseki's, case and that of Nwosu's case. In the case of Nwosu, which has now become, the foundation of judgment today by the Supreme Court, people try to misinterpret what the Supreme Court actually said. In that case of Nwosu, the guy did not only buy the nomination form, he went to the screening, did not only go to the screening, the guy actually contested the primary election under the APC and won. Underline the word won. O-W-N. He won the primary in Imo State. He beat up Uzodimma and the other that contested with him, with the influence of his father-in-law, Rocha, Okorocha. Okay? Now, the militant comrade, the overbearing Oshomole, because of the of the clash he had with Rocha Okorocha, he cancelled the election that was won by Wosu and constituted another committee to have another primaries in Imo. Just the same he did in Edo on the House of Rep, the Senate, and the State House of Assembly. Now, when Nwosu saw that, he went to court. Underline the word again. He went to court to challenge the nullification of the election that he won. The case was then adjourned over a certain time that he had no other choice than to move to AA and buy another form. He also contested again under AA and won without the court in the first case that he had gone to court for, having decided on the outcome of that election that was nullified. So, in the face of the law, Nwosu was a candidate of APC based on the case he had filed before the Federal High Court. And he became a candidate again of AA, having bought the nomination form and won. The two situation was the guy was a member of two political parties at the same time. The guy also won an election of two political parties at the same time. There was not the conflict of interest. What will the judgment not do? The day the case came up, the judge now said, you came to this court to seek a redress on the way and manner you were treated. But you didn't wait till the end of the judgment. You took the law into your hand by going into another party without first not resigning your membership of the first party. That automatically disqualified him because the court now says, where do you belong? Are you a member of APC or you are a member of AA? Are you the candidate of APC or you are the candidate of AA? Knowing fully well, during elections, pictures or names of candidates are not mentioned, but the political party. If peradventure, the court now, decided the case in favor of Nwosu, how will it go? Having also had another candidacy from another party. That was what disqualified him. But in the case of he went to the screening, he was disqualified. Nwosu was qualified, but Obaseki was disqualified. Underline the word disqualified. Please share this video. Let's make it go viral a little bit. Now, after the disqualification, Obaseki publicly resigned his membership of the political party called APC. So, underline the word resigned. Listen, that's what I'm telling you now. You have to listen to what I'm saying. What we are saying is this. The law says you cannot contest under two political parties, not buying form. That's what I'm trying to explain to you, Iguaide. Okay? You cannot contest under two political parties, not buying form. That's what I'm trying to explain to you, so you get it clearly, the difference. Because the law today that is existing today, there is no way in the Constitution that says that. The law of the Supreme Court between the APC and Nwosu is what is not being taken as a law. Do you know sometimes there are some things that the court will decide on will become a reference point for judgment? Okay? When the law is not clear over an issue, when the law did not state clearly what an issue entails, the judge in their wisdom can give a judgment, and such a judgment will become part of the law. So when a case of such comes up, a reference will not be made. You get it now? A reference will not be made to the judgment that was made either in favor or against. So that is where it is right now. So based on the judgment that was made by the Supreme Court between Nwosu and the APC is where I am coming from. And let me also say something here. In law, it's all about argument. In law, it is all about argument. Ability for you to interpret the law to suit your case. Ability for you to interpret the law to suit your case. That's why in the court of law, it is an argument session. Okay? So the difference between, even when I have the law, I can interpret the law to suit me, and the judge will listen and get another interpretation based on my argument of the law. So, having said that now, Obaseki resigned publicly, announced his resignation, and moved on to contest. The day he resigned, whatsoever he had with APC became null and void. That was the reason why he refused to appeal his disqualification. He knew what he was doing. His not appealing the disqualification gave him an edge of where he was going. It's just like a guy who bought after passing JAMB, okay, and you had 250 in your JAMB, and you choose Uniben as your first choice. You now choose maybe Uniport as your second choice, okay, and having seen that the cutoff mark for Uniben is 270. And there is a little hope that you can get into Uniport. You decided to now do the the two schools entry examination. Okay? And when you do the two school entry examination, and the two schools decide to give you admission, by law, there is no way you can go to the two schools at the same time. You need to make a choice. You need to refuse one admission and accept the other. That is the state we are right now. Is it possible that a man can buy two forms? It is forms from two political parties within an election cycle, not at the same time. So, what I'm doing is I am interpreting what he asked the court to do. This is what lawyers are going to do. Two political parties form in the same election cycle, not at the same time. I just listen. It's like this guy. You're not even hearing what I'm saying now. There is no law that states that right now. You are not getting. It's like my brother. He go there. You need to actually go and read what is different between the law and the judgment. The judicial pronouncement today, not Uzodima, it has nothing to do with Uzodima. The judicial pronouncement today on WOSO and APC is the law as we speak. So get that, my friend. The judicial pronouncement today becomes the law. That is where the APC is holding on to right now. Get that clearly. Okay? That's for that. Then number 2, he said, can a student get into university with 3 credits and without maths and English? Now, the answer is yes and no. Let me start with no. From 1978 down to this day, there came the system they called Joint Admission Matriculation Examination in Nigeria, where requirements were not being made that you must have maths and English before you can enter into university. Even within this year, we still have what we call the preliminary classes that is being done by the schools. The preliminaries were still done by the schools, where you can go, even without you not having all this result put together, you can go and do a preliminary course, and when you finish from there and you pass, you cannot be allowed to go to the next class. But before 1978, there was nothing like JAMB. All you do after your WAEC, if you did not make up the required number, then if you are not doing anything that is related to mathematics was not a compulsory subject for you to pass. Go check this history back. I don't just come up. I do. Go check history. If you are not doing anything you don't qualify before 1978. Okay? Now, in those days, there's what we call ICE or the HSC, Institute of Continuous Education, or the HSC. So when you finish, you cannot go to this place and do some preliminaries also. Just the way they do now. Now they not do it in the university. In those days, there are schools that were created purposely for this purpose. When you not go there and do some extra courses, and when you graduate from there, you pass, they take you not to 100 level, they take you to 200 level. The vice chancellor of Ibadan University, Professor Sage Egosa, actually said he himself and Governor Obaseki were actually the same. They were students of Egosa Anglican Grammar School. They were also students of the same university, the premier university, University of Ibadan. In the time when Obaseki went to school in 1976 down to 79, there are two different times with our time. In those days, there was nothing like Expo. There was nothing like kickback. Everything was done orderly because the system was still workable. And the university themselves came out to say, yes, this guy actually went through the school. When he graduated from UI, he went to America. Some of us studied abroad. Let me tell you something, my brother. The stress you pass through to study abroad, you yourself, you go tired. It's not like Nigeria. If you bring, the first thing is this, you can't even bring your result from Nigeria, they will accept it. The school, we have to post your result directly from Nigeria to the school where you are studying. Even if you bring your WAEC certificate attached to your BSc or HND, wherever, the school here in Europe will still have to find out from the school in Nigeria to know that certificate you brought is authentic. So for somebody to not say it does not have what the required wherever, he went through UI and got to America to do his master's. And this whole thing was not revealed. And secondly, I told somebody before, I said, listen, if you actually want to know about Obaseki's qualification, know it of coming to social media. Whiteboard is very close there. In Edo State, very close to them there. Go to Whiteboard, go and ask. University of Ibadan, the school have not been closed down yet. You can still get the record of Obaseki from the school if you want to. You can still get the record of Obaseki from the school if you want to. It's simple. It's simple. It is simple. Then he went further. Number 3, he said, can a political party shift the date of the sales of their forms after giving INEC and the public a date? Haba. Why are you guys so myopic? Who was even advising this young man? If INEC can shift date of election, even at the eve of the election, why do you think it's impossible? Because the same law that guides INEC in conducting an election is the same law that guides the political parties in conducting their internal election. It's all about election. If INEC can shift an election, the eve of an election, why is it not impossible for a political party to also do the same if there are reasons for it? In 2015, I remembered Jonathan shifted the election in the eve of the election because of the problem that was in the Northeast. Simple. So that answers your question. that it is right. Now, he said, can a political party extend the date of their primaries with just 5 days notice to INEC when the Electoral Act stipulated 7 days? Haba. Now, let me try to explain this a little bit. You know, the problem is this: in Nigeria, we are still analog. Okay, we are still analog, so we need to graduate to become a digital in nature. It will help us. Okay, guys. The truth is this: in my do you know today by law, even SMS you send from your phone, it's an agreement. I don't even know that. By law today, SMS you send from your phone, it's an agreement. SMS. Today by law, phone call. Phone call is an agreement. Okay? Just phone call, you make an agreement. Yeah. Let me tell you something. In Europe, where we live, I can get a loan from the bank with a phone call. They will just tell me, please, this conversation will be recorded. As a witness to the agreement that we have made. So, I think 2012 or 2013 or so, 2014. I was working with a company here, and I had some issues with my boss. Okay, so I wanted to resign. I called him on phone. I said, "Hello, Chief. I'm resigning. I'm sending my resignation letter from today. I'm sending my resignation letter from today on the phone." They asked me, "Steve, send me an SMS." That was a Thursday. I sent him an SMS on the Thursday. Friday I was off. Saturday I was off. Sunday I was off. Then on Monday is the day that I was supposed to go to the office again. So when I went to the office on Monday, that was the day I signed the resignation letter that I need to sign. My resignation did not start on the day I signed the letter. My resignation started on the day of the notification of my resignation. The day I told them I was resigning, that was the day it started counting, because I have 1 month notice to the company if I'm quitting. So, if the letter you saw was the one that was written on a certain date, you are no prelude to what happened behind the scene before the day that official letter was written. Sometimes when we do certain things as Africans, it makes these white people to start laughing at us. We have mobiles, we have emails, we have all kind of social media, handles. We can communicate with the INEC, not letter alone. That was why on the day of the election, INEC came to monitor the primaries before the people. So we must grow beyond this. Okay, that also I've also explained that to you. I think that was all. That was all. That was the 4 questions that he asked. Now, having said all this, who is the brain behind this whole mess? That's why I titled the topic, Jacob's voice, Esau's hand. Jacob's voice, but the hand of Esau. There is a drum behind the scene playing the beat for the masquerade to dance. If the boy will congratulate Obaseki immediately after the election, and few days to the expiration of the submission of petition, overnight he turned around and decided to ask some questions, which Isaiah will be asking all through the time. Which that was where he beckoned his hope on. You also remember one of the APC chieftaincy, wannabe or whatever they call him, said on Arise or Channels TV that they are going to remove Obaseki on technical grounds. That APC is going to take over Edo on technical grounds. And a day after that, Isaiah came and said, I am not interested in contesting the election. And now, few days later again, now came this same person who is now saying, no, this election needs to be contested. We know this whole thing is the plan of Captain Osa, is the plan of Oshomole and Izeyamu. The public congratulation from Captain Osa was not actually from his heart. But the truth is this, the Edos have made up their mind. Obaseki is the project for the now, until 4 years after. We are too intelligent now for anyone to come and want to start playing some political wayo on us. It's not going to be possible. Look at the letter. Look at the letter Captain Osa wrote. I'm going to read the letter to you for you to understand the content of the letter. A man who came out twice and sued for peace and asked that everyone should draw their sword and support Obaseki's election, and so that Edo can be great again. Wrote a letter from his sick bed in London. Look at what he wrote. I'm going to read that to you, then we'll close for the day. Statement by Captain Dr. Idahosa West Okumbo. My attention has been drawn to a rash of social media posts concerning my health and the inhuman manner in which it is being orchestrated to look as if it was as a result of the outcome of the September 19, 2020 Edo State gubernatorial election, in which I publicly supported Pastor Osage Ize-Iyamu. It is evidently ungodly for people to glow over the fact that I am not feeling well. God does not approve of such disposition, And those who engage in that pastime are only mocking and playing God. Let me say this. During the time when his own boy, Tony Kabaka, called Obaseki and his wife childless people, there was no publication by Osa. I'm not part of those. If you watch my wall, you're gonna see Osa's statement on my wall. But I'm just being realistic. He never for once came out to say, this is wrong. This is inhuman. Because the same way with Earth, not being able to have a child where you need to have a child is as a result of health issues also. He never for once come out and put up this kind of defense to say anyone that will mock a man who had not tried is actually mocking and playing God. He never said that. So I have never claimed to be a super being. I do not deny the fact that I am not well. I am outside the country for my medicals, which were delayed because of the lockdown occasioned by COVID-19 pandemic. This is where we're coming from. A billionaire like your type, sir, supposed to have built an hospital in Benin. You cannot use your last kobo to fight for someone to come to power without not using your last kobo to put up a standard hospital when you know you have health issues. That is penny wise, pound foolish. The money you're going to throw in London today, now small remain for you to take build hospital for Benin. Your own hospital, Okumbo's hospital, first class, world class hospital. Now small I remain. After a series of tests, my doctor confirmed that I have some health issues. It is therefore ill-advised and inhuman for those who are not comfortable with the position I took. Look at it now. He's returning back again. It is therefore ill-advised and inhuman for those who are not comfortable with the position I took in the Edo election to joyfully circulate in the social media that I have health issues and that I have slid into coma. Well, I leave them all to God. I am over 60 years. I thank God who gave me the gift of life, an opportunity to live a good life, the grace to build a legacy of achievement, and most importantly, a good name, which is better than silver and gold. That part of it, the good name, that's one I cannot really say. Okay, let me just continue. I hold dearly to heart the words of the scripture that there is a time to be born and a time to die. But what is most important in life is what I have done with my life. And this applies to every mortal being. Very important. What you actually did with your life. On earth, it is important. If you do for the sake of the humanity, God will remember you. If you do it for the sake of selfishness, the same God also will remember you. And do election, which is the reason they are doing this, has come and gone. Those who are opposed to me for taking a position in the election, which they won, should leave me alone and get busy with their life. I have moved on with life. I advise them to do the same instead of dwelling in the past. Nevertheless, I wish them well in all that they do. God is on his throne, and to him be all the glory and honor and adoration. That is a letter from Captain Okumbo. Now, listen, guys. If you read the content of the letter of that very particular letter or press statement, it shows he's still in pains. So he can do anything to overturn the wish of the people. That's the truth of the matter there. These guys are all out to make sure your decision and my decision does not stand. We as a people, we must join hands together to make sure that Obaseki is not intimidated by these enemies of Edo State. The people have spoken. Allow the will of the people to prevail. The will of the people must stand. None of these abracadabra court cases will change the will of the people. One thing I thank God for is this. They never said the election. They never said the election was rigged. They never said the election was not free and fair, because they can't say that. All they are fighting for now is how they can find a way to use technicality to take away what the Edo people had given to the man that they feel had the ability to take Edo to the next level. And we are saying no in totality. I want to advise Obaseki, do not get disturbed. Just continue doing your work while we fight the battle. We believe that the day the court case will open, we are going to mobilize again the Edo youth, the market women, the bus drivers, and the teachers, the pensioners, to invade the tribunal where the case will be heard, so that they can sit with you and hear the case. This case is not about Obaseki. This case is about the Edo people. The mandate we are talking about now is not a mandate for Obaseki. The mandate is not a mandate for PDP. The mandate is the mandate for the Edo people. And we are ready to stand and defend that mandate. When the tribunal is about starting, we are going to mobilize our mothers, our fathers, all the drivers, all the pensioners, all the teachers, everyone that have benefited from the good governance of Obaseki, to invade the tribunal, to go and listen to what they are going to say. This revolution must continue. We must free Edo from the shackles of the 192 principalities and powers who have decided to hold us to ransom for their own personal, selfish, and greedy interests. All they want is to see how they can continually impoverish us and make our people to run through the Mediterranean Sea into Europe, where most of our people are being drowned on a daily basis. All they want is to see you saying, ha, share man, share, come over road for share, 3 God bossa for share. All they want is to see you begging them for daily bread at the detriment of the common man. We have decided to say enough is enough. Somebody is asking me, how do you know that it was Obaseki, it was Izayamu, Osa, and Oshomole? I'm going to explain to you. Then I will close. Okay? Number one, a day after the election, President Muhammadu Buhari congratulated Obaseki. And Obaseki went to Buhari to thank him for his neutrality in the election. If you watch a video that went viral of this man, Andrew Omofawa, who was insulting Buhari, calling Buhari all kinds of names because he never rigged the election in their favor. On October 1st, Buhari came up and said one of his achievements in his government in the last 5 years is the Edo election. Buhari said that Say one of his greatest achievements in the last 5 years is the Edo election, where the voice of the people actually counted. Okay. Barrister Aslem Jesua, the APC chairman in Edo State, on Arise TV, said if Izeyemu decide to go to court, he will be going as an individual, not as a political party. And by law, an individual cannot challenge a case in the court of law because the individual did not contest an election, the political party does. The chairman critical committee on the National Convention of APC also congratulated Governor Nogasa Obaseki on his re-election. So you see, the three guys who actually hold on to the APC have already accepted that the election was free, fair, and credible. So he knew, Oshomole knew, Izeyemu knew, and also knew that if they had to go under the APC, none of the APC member will want to go with them to that very particular contest. Then they thought they can play on our intelligence by deceiving us to say we are not contesting the election, but going behind, using another political party to do the damage. Just like what they did to Wike in 2019, when they used the AAC guy, wanted to use the AAC guy to upturn Wike's victory. You see that now? So this is the plan. Because at the end of the day, if Obaseki's election is nullified, God forbid, which is not possible, who is going to be the beneficiary? Is it this guy, this small boy? Or is it Yamu? This is political calculation. So the beneficiary is Izeyemu. So even this boy does not even have the financial capability. No, it's not that boy. It does not have the financial strength to muzzle judicial issues in Nigeria. Election issue for that matter. Where you're going to get a son, you must get a very sound lawyer for you to be able to prove your case. So who is going to open his voucher? Is Aza, is Oshomole, and Osa with Izeyemu. Financing is a judicial case. So at the end of the day, it will favor them. Number 3, which is going to be the last. If you check the social media space, who are the people that are happy over this tribunal? Is the APC people. Why will you be happy over a case that had nothing to do with you? So if you check the whole thing all through, you will understand there is a drummer in the bush playing the drum of war that is making the masquerade in this small boy called Emmanuel Ibio to be dancing Krugere dance. And a Krugere dance is the dance of the spirit. And anybody that is dancing the Krugere dance, we know is getting closer to the spirit world. The guy just ended his political career even before he starts. We'll dig him out and we will embarrass him. We will kill his political career and bury it. Just we will bury the Shomole's political career. If you want to play with Edo people, make it try. They don't know. This election, this election, I don't put that for shoulder. I put that for my head. My head I put that. Not for shoulder. I know what they do. I know Mobaseki, not even call me. I go fight this fight for your back. Because when they do better, it's better for all of us. So, small boy, you are just playing with your political career by training that part. And you also know, even the chairman of ADP have already distanced himself from the small boy. I think I heard today that he has been taken to court to go and explain the difference between the age is submitted to INEC and the one that is on his voter's card. She go and explain to INEC, to court. So before you go this thing, he go jail. Because he doesn't have immunity right now. So he will come and explain how he managed to have two age, one person. Two age, one person. The guy never know. Everybody off your boy you in your car. The boy put hand for women. Listen, how many of you know that if you put hand for 30 years, you put hand for 30 years, they will cut that hand, follow that 30 years because you know will come out. If you put hand for 30 years, they will cut that finger, follow the years because 30 is not going to release the hand. Now the boy enter so. He just open his eye. She said, Edo people high, don't they read? He go shook his hand for 30 years and 30 is closing years. They go cut out his neck. Now when they cut his neck, 30 is don't die. Nothing, and no matter how you wanted, you remove your hand for 30 years until they cut your hand join now. Neither Emmanuel Ibio enter so. Imi go with social media. Man. Go. I go use a go. I go use the man go. I go use that Ibio. He go use that go. Me is a go. I go so make a go that the boy go regret what he even try what he try. He just make. I go call every day election. Another election I enter so. Election part 2. Every day na in head na I could have seen. Go. He himself go. He go sit there. Go say hey. Say I don't enter. Waiting. I even see. So what I even enter this matter where I enter. So if not, if you know what me say, make we use you take. Hey, Okona kina. Hey, Okona boy. Only do to Okori gada. Sister Mercy, we go narrate them. The narration not be smart, you know. The narration, all the secret we don't do. I will give the final come aside. He go tire. The boy that lucky. I say that Emmanuel Ibio. Even looking there say Ibio. Which part of Edo the bear Ibio? Which part of Edo even the bear name Ibio self? I don't even know which part of Edo the bear Ibio. Not be job. Not be job because Nigeria will get for Benin. Not be Esau. Not be Afema. Not be the Benin people. Where you can't get Ibio? That Ibio say even resemble Akwa Ibom name. I'll go find out whether that boy said even be from Edo State too. I'm even afraid that boy is from Akwa Ibom. We go find Ubona for Benin. You never know. That we go find who born the boy. If papa come from another town, come this place, we go find out. He just enter. I said he need popularity. Me, Stephen, I'm ready to give him popularity. I want to make that Emmanuel popular. I want to give her popularity now. Ibio. UTML in Akwanye. You call me answer. I just answer you now. So you get ready. Since you want to use your head carry Oshomole Wala. You want to use your head carry Izayamu Wala. Then you get ready. We go help you. Put that for your head. And they come. I go so find out. Me, I'm going to begin to make calls. They go do underground investigation, give me. I go wash you for this social media. You call that a comrade. All this charge and pay comrade. 419s. You listen. This war comrade made a stop to the answer comrade. They face me. They don't know. Now I put the contract for my head. I put the contract. You put that for my head. Do you answer comrade? You both create nonsense. Look at the Shomole, comrade, nonsense. Look at this one now, Ibio, comrade, nonsense. Small boy, 30 years old. They let him be 36 years. Either he's 36 years, he play Wayo because he want to go do NYSC. He reduce the age. God don't catch you. Either he be 36 years truly, but because you want to do NYSC, you go reduce the age. That was also a criminal offense. You are cheating the government. With the cover owner. Thank you guys. Have a blessed day. Until tomorrow again, we'll see tomorrow. Yes, FBI, start investigation. Give me information. Or Edo FBI, give me information. I want to get information about that Emmanuel Bio. Information you know you can give me. Give it, send it across. Let us rubbish him on social media. Yes, so he must dance. That crew get the dance. He must dance. The dance of the spirit. Obikuni. Thank you guys. I love you guys. God bless you all. Till tomorrow again. Have a nice night.
Move forward. Move forward. I will never be.
Now let me play this one because this one we need to go back here. Let it be. I greet you, man. I dare no more. Evis, I greet you. Happy Smith. Joasebota, social metal info. Messe Kwase, Grace. Obama, I greet you, man. I just saw my Frank. I salute you, my brother. I got why he gave me back. I greet you, man. Now this one, I don't want to change this one.
Let me check the infrastructure. People say make you carry go. Let me check etc. People say make you carry go. Let me check agriculture. People say make you carry go. Let me check empowerment. People say make you carry go. Let me check development. People say make you carry go. That's a key. Say make you carry go.
This one collect now. This one collect info money. This is Emmanuel Ibio. You will collect info money. Now that political debt. Now Ibio want that, so political debt.
Wetin happen for Ghana na very big blessing. Dem be get to the kingdom, ẹjọ́ you take money to na ẹ̀. Lásẹ̀kì àwa ọ̀bẹ̀yìnbó àwọn ńlá ẹ̀dọ́ people say make una carry go. Wonder. Who are the final say in the election? Ẹjọ́ people as a final say. Who are the final say in the election? Ẹjọ́ people as a final say. Ẹjọ́ people say na ọbaṣẹ́ kí tẹ̀ wọ́n. People make una carry go. Òṣọ́mọlá iṣẹ́ ìyàmú. ESCC 2020. I said, who are the final say in the election? Ẹjọ́ people as the final say. Who are the final say in the election? Ẹjọ́ people as the final say. Ẹjọ́ people say na ọbaṣẹ́ kí dem wọ́n. Na even make una carry go. Òṣọ́mọlá ilẹ̀ ìyàmú. ESCC 2020. Mama lẹ́yìn mama dáwà, ẹni Jésù ẹlẹ́gẹ̀. Everyone coming out to center. Ọbaṣẹ́kì ṣàìbù. Mama lẹ́yìn mama dáwà, ẹni Jésù ẹlẹ́gẹ̀. Everyone coming out to center. Ẹni bí àmọ̀nà lẹ́rù wíwọ́. Ẹni bí àmọ̀nà lẹ́rù wíwọ́. Àgá lẹ́rù wo. Ẹni bí àmọ̀nà lẹ́rù wíwọ́. Ẹni bí àmọ̀nà lẹ́rù wíwọ́. Òṣọ́mọlá dé pọ̀pọ̀. Ẹni bí àmọ̀nà lẹ́rù wíwọ́. Sẹ́yìn àmú wà lọ́ba. Ẹni bí àmọ̀nà lẹ́rù wíwọ́. Òṣọ́mọlá dé pọ̀pọ̀. Ẹni bí àmọ̀nà lẹ́rù wíwọ́. Sẹ́yìn àmú wà lọ́ba. Ẹni bí àmọ̀nà lẹ́rù wíwọ́. Akúbe, lága lórí ìdájọ́. Akúbe wà náà, ẹlẹ́ṣọ̀nà. Wọ́n bí màmá kúbe, Òṣọ́mọlá dé pọ̀pọ̀. Àkúbọ̀ ẹ̀ tí wọ́n lè jọ wíwí rẹ̀. Bí màmá kúbe jẹ́ ìyàmú wà lọ́ba. Akúbe, lága lórí ìdájọ́. Akúbe wà náà, ẹlẹ́ṣọ̀nà. Wọ́n bí màmá kúbe, Òṣọ́mọlá dé pọ̀pọ̀. Àkúbọ̀ ẹ̀ tí wọ́n lè jọ wíwí rẹ̀. Wọ́n bí màmá kúbe lọ́ba sẹ́kì gbòdì gbòdì. Jésù ọ̀gá gbọ́dọ̀ bá sẹ́kì. Yorùbá rẹ̀ bí kíá.